Welcome back to another episode of a new adventure, the HEF Universe. I am your host, Boris, and today we're going to do something a little different. Again, welcome back. I hope you all had a great week. Today, we are going to explore some scrapped projects and adaptations that never went to the screen on our YouTube channel. Don't worry, we will continue Night Fighter's story soon, but today, we are specifically going over Guardian Hawk. Yes, Guardian Hawk. Now, if you haven't already, go check out our first season of Guardian Hawk on our YouTube page, Heroic Epic Films. There are 7 episodes total, and it stars Gabby Del Giorno, Hunter Wilgers, John Cheatham, myself, Chance, Kaylee Rose, and many more. It also co-starred Gavin Gomez. The series consists of 7 episodes and planned to have a total of 5 seasons, but was canceled after the first season. Now, if you don't know who Guardian Hawk is, Guardian Hawk is one of our superheroes that we created within our universe. Her comic name is Guardian Hawk, and her real name is Jasmine Reeds. She's an alien from a different planet, and she ends up traveling to Earth on an adventure to find missing survivors from her planet and to become a superhero to become a guardian of planet Earth as part of the warrior fleet on her planet. But she also is the future queen of her planet as well. So, it's a lot of cool stories, and her history will be coming up in a later episode. I promise you, it is a cool one. I personally love Jasmine Reeds. It's a great character that I created. I wanted it to be a character that can really, symbolize with anyone who watches her, or reads about her, or will see her. And I hope it also can look up to women as well. I think the power of strong females are awesome and is needed, but I think what makes her great too is she's such a flawed character that you get so much of a character depth with her as well. Now, with going back to the show, there were 6 episodes written for season 2. Again, we had a total of 5 seasons that all fell through, but we had 6 episodes written for season 2 out of 13. Now, overall, what we wanted to do for season 2 was we wanted to have a bigger budget, we wanted more people, it was going to be structured, there was going to be written scripts, visual effects, a total of 13 episodes, and a very big scope. Now, if you don't know, it might be kind of noticeable in the first season there was barely any scripts in the show. I think probably 85 to 90% of the first season was improv'd completely, and it was kind of created on the spot as we were filming. Now, it was a hard one because it was a story that I really wanted to tell. It was just we didn't necessarily know what we wanted to tell. But in season 2, we had an idea. I was working with a lot of the people on set, including Gabby, and we had this really cool idea we put together, and unfortunately, it never came to see the light. However, I get to read to you all today an audio story version of the screenplay for the first 6 episodes. So, get some popcorn, lay back, sit back, whatever you want to do, get ready for this quite entertaining story. I love it. I had a great time writing these scripts with the cast, and I think you'll like it too. So, without further ado, let's go. Guardian Hawk, Season 2, Episode 1. The mission continues. Act 1, Scene 1. Episode starts off with Jasmine in the forest 2 years in the future in hiding. Scene shows her having her backpack with her, with all the essentials for survival. At this time, the helmet is in control of the whole city, and she has a bounty on her head. Scene shows Jasmine cautiously walking out of a cave and walking through the forest wearing a scarf over her face in a double jacket with jeans and a tank top. Scene shows her entering an alleyway from behind the town, making sure no one sees her. She enters a secret door, and scene cuts to her inside a compact industrial junk room, where she is waiting for the only person she can trust, Captain Anderson. Scene cuts back 2 years earlier, showing Jasmine in disguise, wearing a robe with a hood over her face as she hides behind some storage boxes in the central black market area, Sector 3. She grabs her Guardian Hawk mask and puts it on, hiding in the dark. Taryn enters the scene disguised as a black market dealsman to get info from David Kroll, a black market group leader. Captain Anderson hides with Jasmine. Black market henchman. Sir, we have a visitor who wants to make an offer for one of Archer's weapons for some information regarding you-know-who. David Kroll has his back toward the henchman and Taryn while looking in a sensitive crate. He faces Taryn and speaks. Well, what is a special occasion? Is it my birthday? What is your name? Taryn, I'm here for an exchange. This for info regarding Jimson Fox. You don't need my name. David Kroll. So formal. It's funny. Jimson was in prison 4 months ago, and because of a new alien, who was the other person? I'm trying to... Oh, yes, you, Commissioner. Commissioner Taryn, who has the guts to walk into my territory and trick me, and let's say, a terrible job at that. Come on, were you trying to fool me? You need a better disguise. I have a feeling the captain is here as well. Pat him down, bring the case to me, and find the captain. Taryn. Ava Fawn. That was a girl he captured 4 months ago. Where is she? I'm not stupid. We put Jimson behind bars, but why do I have a feeling that his men are still carrying on his plan? David Kroll walks back to the now closed crate and sets the briefcase on it to open the case, seeing what's inside. Singh goes to one of the henchmen, looking around for the captain behind the big crates, weapons ready. Out of nowhere, Jasmine snatches him from behind, wrapping her arms around his throat, yanking him into the shadows to knock him out without making a noise. Scene goes back to David Kroll and Taryn. Taryn, I can have my men surround this whole area and take your butt behind bars. David Kroll. Oh, I bet you could, but you won't. You see, this is the most powerful gang area for black market selling. I'm not the only powerful leader here. You should know this, Commissioner. You have no power here. We can erase you from existence right here, right now. So don't give me your petty insults here. I'll handle it to you, and that you have guts coming here. Unwelcome, but at what cost? Your alien friend, Night Fighter, gave up the whole hero gig. He's nowhere to be found. Taryn, don't worry, Kroll. I have the new alien on my side. Her name is Guardian Hawk. Jasmine jumps out of the shadows and starts beating up the henchman with Taryn, and Evelyn Bailey comes out from behind David Kroll to prevent him from running off. Evelyn, where are you off to? I'll take this. Evelyn knocks David Kroll unconscious. David drops to the floor as the fight continues. Some of the henchmen run away, and the rest get knocked out. Scene cuts to Taryn, Anderson, Jasmine, and Evelyn cuffing David and the henchmen and sending them off to jail. Captain Anderson says to Evelyn, "Thank you, Mrs. Bailey, for helping us, and to you, Guardian Hawk. Couldn't have done it without you." Taryn, maybe sometime in this cell we'll make David talk. For now, Let's get forensics down here and investigators to search this area to help keep them behind bars. Evelyn, you mind helping out with that? Evelyn, I can lend some time. I trust you can give my boyfriend's equipment back to where it belongs. Are you liking this episode so far? If you have listened up to this point, don't forget to follow us on our podcast so you don't miss another episode. While you're at it, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Heroic Epic Films. Again, it's Heroic Epic Films, where we entertain. Our goal is to create a vast universe of fantasy and hero lore and build a community of people who can relate to our characters. So I reiterate, help us by subscribing, clicking the notification bell, liking, and commenting to help us better entertain you. Now back to the show. Taryn puts his hand on Jasmine's shoulder and says, "We'll find her, I promise." Guardian Hawk, what if we don't? She risked her life for me and paid the price. I can't live with myself knowing that something bad happened to her. It doesn't feel right. Taryn, Jasmine, I know how you feel, but I will do whatever it takes to find her. I promise. Taryn exits the scene and drives off with Anderson following behind. Evelyn says to her, "Don't worry, everything will be okay." She walks off to help search the area. Camera pans in on Guardian Hawk's face. Title intro. Scene 2, 3 hours later. Next scene shows Jimson in an interrogation room, cuffed with a single light on him. Taryn walks in. He sits down at the other end of the table and sets a folder down. Jimson speaks while giving Taryn a prideful smile. "Hello, Taryn. How are you today, my friend?" Taryn, "I'm not in the mood, Jimson. Talk. You obviously have power within the black market, and Daven won't talk. You must have sent a death threat to him." Jimson, "Now, Commissioner, why would you accuse me of such accusations? I am just a simple prisoner serving his time." Taryn, "Don't play dumb with me, Fox. Just saying your name to David makes him shiver like a child. So I'll ask you myself. Where is Ava Vaughn, the girl you captured prior to your imprisonment?" Jimson, "I don't know what you're talking about. But I will ask you. How far are you willing to go to prove this crazy accusation? What can you offer that can get me to speak how you want me to speak? Would you really be risking to bend the law to get what you want?" Taryn, "I will do whatever it takes to keep you behind bars for the rest of your life, never to see the light again." Jimson, "Very well. And the game has begun." Taryn, "We're done here." Jimson, Oh no. This is just the beginning, my friend. Tread lightly before you go." "How did it feel when she left you?" Taryn leaves the room with a pissed look on his face. Scene 3. Next scene shows Taryn back at the hospital room where Shepard is getting ready to leave from his accident in the last season. Taryn, "How are you feeling, Shepard?" Shepard, "I'm doing great. Just a minor headache. The doc said I was passed out for some time. Minor concussion and broken knee. But my knee is healed and the doc says I'm good to go. He's surprised it healed this quickly." Taryn, "Well, I'm glad you're better. Let's take a walk." Conversation continues on a walk outside. Shepard, "Wait, I don't understand. You're letting me go?" Taryn, "It's for your own safety. You being under my wing puts you in danger, and I can't afford to lose a new trainee on the job. Shepard. That's not fair. I signed up to help protect and serve whether or not my life is on the line. I can handle myself. Terran. You could have been killed. Shepard. You were lucky the illusion showed hesitation when he did, because the captain and I were around. He couldn't kill us where we stood. His head would have been a huge target for our backup. Shepard. I choose my life on the line to help others and protect, whether you like it or not, Commissioner. My life isn't in your hands. It's in my own hands, and mine alone. I know you try not to look like you're scared, but I know you are, but it won't stop me from trying to be like you. I know we don't see each other that well, but you are my leader, so start acting like one. With all due respect. Terran sighs and then nods to Shepard, saying, Fine. Come with me. Time to meet up with the gang. Scene 4. Scene shows a henchman walking to Illusion's workstation to give him news. Henchman. Sir, I have a mission from the boss. Illusion turns to face the henchman and Dr. Dashwood speaks. What do we want with the girl? Henchman. Actually, sir, it involves her. Illusion. Put her in the van. Let's move out. They look down at Ava sitting in a cell as she looks up to them, and the scene ends. Scene 5. Scene shows Terran and Shepard going back to the forest where it began. They walk and see Captain Anderson, Lightning's girlfriend, and Guardian Hawk standing together waiting for Terran's arrival. Terran. Shepard, welcome our new recruits. Jasmine Reeds, the alien we were looking for, Stephen Archer, and his girlfriend Evelyn Bailey. This is our new team. Shepard is speechless. Lightning. I just got intel on Jimson's men. They are heading towards us right now with the girl. Terran. How long till they arrive? Lightning. 3 minutes tops. Evelyn. We don't have much time. Shepard, still speechless, is freaking out, not knowing what to do. Terran. We do what we planned. Stephen and Evelyn, hide for ambush. Jasmine and I will wait, and Shepard, hide. I don't want you to get hurt again. Go! Lightning and Evelyn depart, and Shepard hides away from the fight. Camera pans on Terran and Jasmine's face. Lightning through the earpiece. They arrived. They should be here. Camera then shows the forest ahead of them, waiting for them to pop out, but there's nothing. Camera pans back at Terran and Jasmine's face, and out of nowhere, Illusion choke-locks Terran and throws him to the ground, and one of the henchmen jumps out to choke-lock Jasmine, but she counter-strikes the henchman, blowing him to the ground with pain. The rest of the henchmen come out to attack both Lightning and Evelyn jump out to ambush them, to aid Jasmine and Terran. Fight breaks out. Shepard, panicking, tries to hide from the fight. Scene shows a henchman behind him from a short distance, coming at him, and Shepard belts as the henchman jumps to attack, but gets knocked down from another henchman's body being flung. Camera focuses on Shepard running through the fight, trying to avoid being hit, while Terran's team and evil henchmen are attacking at every angle. This would be a one-shot. Shepard finds a place to hide, and the camera goes back on the fight. Lightning gets tackled by a henchman, and he shoots a lightning blast to blast him off. And then, the illusion shouts to the henchman and Dr. Dashwood to retreat. Retreat! Bring the assets! The remaining henchmen stop the attack and back away for the asset to come in, and illusion vanishes. The helmet walks in through a portal, ready to finish them, and Terran's team are puzzled with shock. The illusion's voice speaks as the helmet comes to a halt. Illusion, welcome our new asset to our team. The helmet. The helmet attacks, but before he finishes, the episode fades to black. End of episode. Do you hate coming home every day to a TV screen or mobile device not knowing what to watch? Well, there's a solution. Heroic Epic Films. If you like superheroes or fantasy lore, go to our YouTube channel, Heroic Epic Films. Again, that is Heroic Epic Films, where we entertain. We are currently hard at work trying to bring a vast universe of stories to you. We have over 100 videos of content and still counting. If you are too busy to watch our story, listen to us on our podcast, available to most platforms. And get this, it's free. Again, it's free. Don't miss out and subscribe now. Again, it is Heroic Epic Films. Guardian Hawk, Season 2, Episode 2, Man of Lightning. Scene 1. Scene shows a close-up, side-eye shot of a therapist sitting in a chair, speaking to Stephen Archer, who is sitting across from him. Therapist. Tell me about that day. The day of the incident. During the war. Flashes of Stephen in an army uniform fighting in the war serving his country are shown to the audience while he ponders the memory. One of the flashes show him being electrocuted during the battle, causing an explosion, all of which is in slow-mo. Therapist. Do you still have dreams of that very moment? Stephen. Always. Therapist. No one really understands what happened that day. You should have died, but here you are. Do you mind trying to explain it to me again? Stephen. How many times do I have to tell you I don't know? For the 20th time, I don't know what happened. Therapist. Mr. Archer, I'm trying to help you, and to be frank, you've given very little to me this past 3 months in order to help you with the trauma. Coming from you, one of the wealthiest businessmen, you're wasting your money and time. You're wasting mine. Stephen. Look, all I remember is I got hit by lightning while I was trying not to be blown up by the enemies. All I remember was an electric shock all throughout my body, and then everything went black. After that, I woke up in a hospital and ended up back home. The war wasn't even over yet. Therapist. That lightning bolt should have burnt you to a crisp. That's at least what the doctor's report stated. Stephen. Then why didn't it? What makes me so special? Therapist. That's what we're trying to find out, aren't we? Scene goes back to present day with Stephen Archer working on data scan of some of the weapons in the crates back in the black market, trying to find any info or leads that can help Terran and Captain Anderson. The time, a few hours before the end of the previous episode. Evelyn walks in to comfort him as he's scanning for evidence. Evelyn. So, any luck on the weapon scanning? Stephen. Well, apparently Dave and Kral got a hold of some of my weapons, which are placed over there, so the only answer to that is one of our own is working for him, so I'll have to turn whoever it is over to the authorities and get better security. especially after the Night Fighter and Mystic incident a few months ago. Evelyn. Busy man. Stephen. So far, I have nothing on the other weapons and DNA samples. Still scanning. Evelyn. Well, you need to sit and take a breather. You push yourself too much. That's when your abilities can get out of control if you don't learn to have self-care. Stephen takes a seat in his desk chair, blowing off a sigh of stress. Sometimes I ask myself, why me of all people? What makes me special? Evelyn. Stephen, you're one of the most caring, selfless people I know and love. You care so much for these people that you put your life on the line for them. You've cared your whole life. Stephen. There are other people out there in the world who care too. What makes them different from me? Why don't they have my abilities? I come from a rich family, and there are people out there who have so much they can't afford, and the rich guy gets these powers? Evelyn. Stephen, you give a lot of money to the poor. You build homes and charities for them. Look, I can't tell you why you have these powers over someone else. I can't. But what I can say is we don't know the bigger picture, and I think it chose you for a reason. And one day you'll find it's out. It's not always about the physical appearance that makes someone a hero. It's about the morals and virtues within. Scene shows Stephen lying on the ground, dirtied and bloodied. Scene shows him waking up with the helmet on as he's gasping for air. He quickly throws it off his head while still laying on the ground, crawling to Evelyn, who is lying near the stream. As the blurry vision slowly goes away, he shakes her shoulder, trying to wake her up. She wakes up but can't move. Footsteps start coming toward him, and a giant hand grabs Stephen by the neck, lifting him in the air as he's gasping for air. The helmet looks at him with a fierce look as he stares at Stephen. The helmet. Poor soul. Why must you fear so much? The helmet throws Stephen to the ground and knocks him out with a punch. The helmet turns his head toward Evelyn, who punches him in the face. He looks back at her and grabs her by the neck and headbutts her in the face, making her unconscious. He continues to hold her by the neck and walks away as the camera pans to Jasmine, Taryn, and the rest of the team defeated on the ground. Camera fades to black. Title intro. Next scene shows Taryn, Stephen, Jasmine, and Shepard all in a room, all bruised up, trying to figure out what to do now that the helmet has Evelyn captured. Taryn is pacing with stress, while Stephen tries to tell him to calm down. Stephen, Commissioner, you need to calm down. We'll get her back along with Ava. Taryn, how are you okay with all this? They took your girlfriend, Stephen, and they dropped us like it was nothing. I thought you said you were useful. Stephen faces Taryn up close without hesitation, telling him as he raises his voice, Taryn, stand down. Jasmine, would you both just stop? It's all our fault. We didn't expect that alien to show up. Taryn, how do you know it's an alien? Jasmine, because he was a prisoner back on my planet. Somehow he got here. Taryn, of course it's an alien. Why should I bother? Stephen, that's enough, Taryn. Do you know his name at all, Jasmine? camera pans in on Jasmine's face. Jasmine. His name is the Helmet. That's what my mother told me. Steven. That's good. We have something to work off of. Taryn. A name doesn't help us if this thing is from another world. Steven. What else can we do, Taryn? You've been on this chicken hunt for a while and have gotten nowhere. And you came to me for help. So please tell me what we should do. I would love to hear what you have in mind. Taryn says nothing, and Steven continues. Look, I know how much this means to you to keep Jimson behind bars. I do. But if you want him to stay behind bars, we need to work as a team and calm down. Trust me, if I didn't believe Evelyn could take care of herself, I wouldn't have put her in harm's way in the first place. She's a highly trained combat fighter. I trust her. Good news is I know where they are hiding. Taryn. How do you know? Steven. I gave her a tracking beacon, one they won't be able to find. She'll lead us to Jimson's hideout, but we need to have a plan. If we go now, we may never get Evelyn and Ava back. Let's play this smart. Taryn. I just need some air. Taryn walks past Steven and Jasmine follows Taryn. After telling Steven, Jasmine, I'll go talk to him. Taryn walks outside to get some fresh air. He takes a deep breath and sits down. Jasmine walks in the scene and sits next to him. Jasmine speaks. Jasmine, is everything okay? Taryn, what do you think? Jasmine, look, I know we don't know each other all that well, but I must ask, why are you so invested in this? It seemed to me that you aren't just trying to save Ava. Someone else? A few months ago, you were trying to hunt me down because you thought I was evil. Taryn, you don't understand. I've been on the hunt after Jimson for a year now, and everyone in the office thought I was crazy trying to go after him. Part of that was because Jimson didn't exist. No file on him whatsoever. After all that time, I finally have him behind bars, but I have a feeling that he is a little too comfortable. I'm not losing this fight. I can't. Jasmine, then allow us to help you win it. It's my fight too. Taryn and Jasmine go back in the room with Shepard and Steven. Taryn calmly replies, So what is our plan, Steven? Steven, well, first of all, we don't know what the so-called Helmet's true motives are, except he works for Jimson, or at least that's our assumption. Jasmine, sorry. The Helmet works for no one. Steven, how do you know? Jasmine, years ago he was imprisoned by my mother, who was able to stop him from destroying the kingdom and taking the throne. Shepard, so why come here? Taryn, and how did he escape? Steven, I assume he just made a portal and left. Jasmine, we aren't stupid. He wasn't able to freely go unwatched. Our prisons take power away to those who've wronged. He was powerless. Steven, so it was an inside job. Taryn, who would want to let him out? Jasmine, I don't know. Next scene shows 4 months ago, shows the Helmet sitting in the prison cell back on Acrolox. Camera slowly pans in on him as a figure walks in the dark and walks up to the cell. The helmet looks up towards the figure, but the camera does not show who it is. The helmet speaks. Well, what changed your mind? Next scene shows the helmet throwing Evelyn into a cell and shutting the gate door. The helmet turns around and walks toward Jimson's throne, and one of the throne guards stand in front of him while Illusion and Dashwood stands to the side. The throne guard. You are not allowed to step any closer to our leader's throne. Stand back and wait for his orders, or be executed. The helmet tilts his head slightly sideways, while still looking at the guard, and without hesitant, he breaks the guard's neck with one hand. The guard's lifeless body plummets to the floor, and he continues toward the throne. He gives a quick look at the Illusion before he sits in the chair, and the helmet yells at the other henchmen standing in the scene with such ferocity that gives Evelyn a short, cold chill. The helmet. You take orders from me until he returns. Anyone who fails to comply shall end up like this pathetic, lifeless corpse. The helmet throws a pouch of money to the Illusion, and the Illusion grabs it and looks toward Dr. Dashwood, and camera pans out on the helmet sitting with an epic pose. Next scene shows Jimson eating in the cafeteria of the jail, with prisoners sitting on both sides of him, guarding him from the other prisoners wanting to pick a fight with him. One of the prisoners from another table gets up and walks towards Jimson, with a few men by his side. He stands in front of Jimson, who is politely eating his food. Jimson's prisoner friend gets ready to fight the prisoner facing Jimson. Drake, the prisoner. Hey, you think you can just own the place and have everyone do what you want? Jimson. Why, yes. Drake. No, this is my kingdom, my territory, and I think it's time I teach you where your place is amongst the rats. Jimson. Don't embarrass yourself. You're stepping in the lion's mouth, and I suggest you... The prisoner slaps Jimson's food on his face, interrupting Jimson. Drake, let's go around and see who the true alpha is. Jimson's friendly prisoners get up, ready to attack, and Jimson lifts his hand, signaling them to back down. Jimson grabs his napkin on his lap to wipe off the food on his face. Jimson gets up and walks towards Drake while all the other prisoners make a circle around the two, cheering for a fight. Drake makes a move with his plastic knife, trying to stab Jimson in the ribcage. And Jimson blocks the attack with rapid speed. Jimson arm locks the arm with a knife, breaks it, causing Drake to scream with the pain. Jimson quickly punches Drake's throat, causing a temporary close to the breathing tube, punches Drake's ribcage to bring about 4 broken rib bones. Jimson grabs Drake's head, headbutting him with his head, and slaps Drake's temple and ear, causing severe pain and shock to the brain, allowing Jimson to break Drake's kneecaps, sending Drake to the floor as blood is gushing. Jimson then quickly stabs a fork in Drake's hand, which is holding onto the table, and Jimson picks Drake up over his head and throws Drake across the table, sending him to bleed out. The prisoner guards run in, breaking up the crowd, sending them to their cells. Jimson, with Drake's blood on his face, stands in place, allowing the guards to take him to his cell. Scene cuts to Jimson being put into his cell, and one of his cell guards stand watch as he gives a phone to Jimson, stating, "Guard, you have a call." Jimson takes the phone and says, "Mission update." The helmet. "We have captured one of Jasmine's teammates. She's in the cell. I put the Illusion and Dashwood in charge of the girl. They are waiting for orders." Jimson. "Good. I will meet them in 30 minutes for the first injection. Rendezvous at the underground chamber for the second dose. I will send her over to you when I'm done with her." Jimson ends a call and gives the phone to the guard. End of episode. We are coming to a closing point with this episode. If you like it, please come back for more. Join the HEF fam. We also have our new website link up on our YouTube channel description. You can become a member on our website as well. It's pretty cool, and it's free. Legit, I'm not joking with you. It's free. Make sure you follow us and like our podcast so you stay up to date for more heroic epicness. I am your host, Boris, and we will see you soon. You all take care and have a wonderful day.